Hello. This is ongoing from my earlier one that I said I would probably not finish because I was in line at Costco to get gas and I was right. I should probably recap in case people don't see this in order. I made it home. That's the most important news. And I forgot to mention when I was telling the other story at the beginning, this is actually about trauma. It's about trauma. Hi, Susan. Welcome. This is about trauma, but it's about what I call positive trauma. And the word lost in the title is a lead into it. It's actually a healing journey. So let me just tell you. When I was shopping yesterday, I came across a pair of flare jeans that were so comfortable and just right. And when I was checking them out, they were $79.50. And the lady put them in and she said, "Oh, look at this. They're $24.99." I said, "They are." And she said, "Yes, you should get yourself another pair." I ran over to the rack. They weren't there. And I thought, well, all right, I'll have to, maybe that's just, giving me a space to be not overly. And so I left. But those pants have been, I've been obsessing about, they've been obsessing themselves about me, to me. And so I got some work done today and I said, all right, let me go out. I'm making a trip, so I have to get ready. Let me go out and see if I can find those in my size. There are two Belk stores here, one in Simpsonville where I live and then one in Greenville at the mall. And so jumped in my car and went down there and I took a size 25 and tried it on and they were really snug. And so I just came out and said that to the lady. These are really snug. And I'm wondering if maybe I purchased them, how much they are today. Because I thought maybe the price went up. Same thing, $24.99. I had to have them. And so they're just so comfortable. And they have the flare leg. Old fashioned. They're called vintage, by the way, by Jessica Simpson. And I said, if I purchase them here at $24.99 and I go over to the mall, the other Belk, and find them, can I just exchange them? Oh, sure, you could do that. So I did that and I jumped in my car. I didn't really intend to do another shopping trip, but I went over there. That's where my new picture of shoes showed up with Converse with hearts on them. And I walked into the store with my bag and I said, I bought these at the other store and I want to see if I can find another size to exchange them. And she said, well, that's really wonderful, but this is Dillard's. I just pulled into the parking lot and walked into at the mall and walked into the first department store, wrong store. I said, oh, I guess that won't work then. Thanks so much. So I walked into the mall, which I've never gone in that way. I turned left. I knew that was the right way to go. Found Belk, went into Belk, went up to someone there. Can you help me? Same thing. Certainly right over there. And then as I was walking, I walked over there. I was like, she said in the junior department, there were racks and racks of similar jeans. I'm not going to find them here. I did try to look. I need help from somebody else. There must be a Jessica Simpson section somewhere or something. And I walked around and sure enough, there was a sign, Jessica Simpson. I went up to the lady and I said, my story. And she said, but this is the large people department. And I said, oh, is there a regular department somewhere? And she said, yes, down there. Oh, I see the sign. Just go right down there. So I did. And I started looking. Everything was jumbled up. And I just started looking, and then I looked at the folded ones. I couldn't find them anywhere. And I thought, well, that's the answer. I don't need two pair the same size. Although you know how that is when you find something that is just right. It's better to get it in another color or get more than one because they're going to wear out and you're not going to find them again. When they're classic, something classic like that. And the price is just so incredible, the price. And I thought, well, I was really praying that I would find them the same size, but in a dark wash because the other pair the day before was a light wash. And I thought, well, that's okay, Lord. I know the answer is I don't need two pair the same size and the same pants. you'll have some other variety for me or something. And just as I was about to walk away, I looked down because these pants have a wide hem in them, not a cuff, a hem. And there was one more pair there. I said, I think I looked at those. I just better double check. I don't want to leave any stone unturned. And I looked, bingo, my size and dark wash. And I stood there. Now here's the trauma part. I just stood there and I almost burst into tears. If I had found a 26 in a light wash, I would have bought it anyway. That was my plan. If I find them for $24.99, I'm going to buy them. And here they were, dark wash. And the verse came back. He will grant you the desires of your heart. I really had all I could do not to bawl, like in the exact opposite of lament. Well, then my brain went berserk, which happens when you have trauma, negative impact. Your brain disconnects from disconnects the prefrontal cortex so that you can fight or flee, or it's serious enough that you freeze and you fawn, do what other people say because you can't think. Well, it was close, and I just thought, well, I need to get out of here anyway. I need to go home. This was over an hour ago, and I went back to the register. And I explained it to that lady, and I showed her the other ones. I said, I did find a 26, and if you could exchange the 25 for a 26, that would be really nice. They told me, and so, oh, yes, I can do that. Not a problem, not a problem. And so she did that, and I thanked her again, and I just clutched it to my body. I could not believe that God is so gracious to me, always. But in these things that I call them little, maybe, an extravagance or something. It's so powerful. Anyway, I walked around there. I looked at the tops for just a little bit. I said, Sandra, you need to go home. Okay, fine. I came out of there and walked around the corner and walked around the other way and went over to Belk and walked into Belk. Well, actually, that was Belk. I walked around and I went out the door, and then I caught myself. I said, oh yeah, I walked in through Dillard's because that was the mistake I made. Remember? Oh, I'm going to have to go all the way around the parking lot, and it's upper levels and different. It's not something I could do. I said, okay. And I laughed because here I am. I'm lost. I'm lost. Old people get lost. I was laughing about it. So I went back into the mall, but I walked around to the department I was familiar with walking into the mall. I walked back into the mall, and I knew where I was. I was walking down, and there's a lot of people in the mall laughing, watching a little kid and stuff like that. And I walked along, and then I found Dillard's, and I went into Dillard's, and I walked in and came out I just came out into the light in order to be able to get where I wanted to go. And sure enough, I was also one door over. Well, by then I didn't care because I just needed to get to my car. And I went over and crashed in my car. Then came the awareness of what had happened. I was so excited at God taking care of me. It was really miraculous, honestly. And that my brain couldn't think straight because I just kept thinking about how good God is. Oh, God is so good. Look at him take care of me in this extravagant kind of a way. $79.50 pants for $24.99. It's their weekly special. And not only did he let me have one pair, but he carried me around and led me to another pair, my size, in the dark wash. So it's as if I have two pair of pants anyway. And so I sat in my car for a little bit. Then I had to get gas. I went to Costco and then made that little attempt, but I couldn't finish it. So that's why you got a recap. Then I decided to go into Costco to pick up a couple of things, one for my trip. Up and down, couldn't find it, asked for help, follow that person around. I said, is there any possibility it's discontinued? No, that's not right. It would show up, la-dee-da. Then he had me wait there standing while he went over and came back and he said, punch something in. And he said, yeah, we don't carry them anymore. Great. All right. On the way home, I'll go into Food Lion. And when I was there, I saw these wisps in small package. And I asked the lady, because that's what they don't carry at Costco anymore. And she said, oh, yes, they're against that far wall over there. I went right over. Ding, ding, ding. I didn't need to stop it inside at Costco. Gas would have been enough. And all this time, I'm chuckling. So here's the deal. God's healing includes blessing me and reminding me of who he is in all these really special ways, and showing me that there is such a thing as positive trauma and how he uses it in our lives. And also that he is guiding me where I need to go to get all the things that I need. I guess I needed that second pair of pants, because the ones I'm wearing are okay, but they're baggy on me. They're relatively new, but they're baggy. My new ones are not. Like extravagance, it's all God. So hi Jean. Well, I'm closing off now, but it's an account that all of that stuff turned into laughing and fun, even though it could have been negative, which is just more evidence of God's healing power. And it just continues to spread. Like, you start in God's direction, and it's like dropping a pebble in a pond, and the ripples go out. You begin the healing journey, and yes, a lot of it is intentional. A lot of it takes focus and choices and so on. But then things like this just happen to confirm what's going on, and God's presence and his peace and all of that. All right, this has gotten a lot longer than I intended. I like these tell it like it is to be just jump in and jump out. But there you have it. So thanks for hanging in there, you two ladies. Bye-bye.